Hey guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, it's about time we got some price action, isn't it? And to top off the good news as well, we have literally in the last couple of days, well, certainly in the last 24 hours anyway, we have switched over hosting providers. So the blockbulls.com is back live again. So we've been a couple of days now without the crypto plans. But if you need a plan for this upcoming super cycle, we've got the XRP there. And we've also got the infamous XDC, which is going to change trade finance. Okay, so you guys, if you want to plan, like I said, you literally just click on the icon there, and that'll bring you through to the store as well. Obviously, I'm in the UK, so it's all in sterling pounds, GBP. And if you want to switch over currencies, you can do. You just type it in there, say, for example, United States, which is majority of my audience over on YouTube, $100. There you go. XRP plan that will secure your generational wealth. However, let's dive into the charts now. Let's just filter through now. Let's just refresh these. So, I've been talking about Gala for some time now, over the past couple of weeks. And then, everyone who's been watching the channel, everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's following my sort of challenge in order to sort of change, a million tokens worth of Gala into ultimately a million tokens worth of XRP, because we do believe Gala will be an early mover, and this is proving correct so far. However, this is a Bitcoin chart now. Look at this fractal. I believe we're starting a new 5-way count up to the upside. Again, this fractal is just for illustration purposes, and we will tailor it as we go along. So it's not as if like, Black Ball, I thought it was going up to near enough 500k per Bitcoin. No, I'm going to alter as it goes along. I'm just using this, like I say, for illustration purposes, and it's a nice sort of measuring tool for me to kind of see where price could eventually play out. So this is where we are now, this blue fractal. Then I've gone over it again. So I'm not really interested in the fractal so much. What I'm interested in is the highs and the lows that this fractal actually creates. So just because this blue fractal is stipulating that we're going to get up here around the end of October, break a new all-time high for Bitcoin before the correction, because this is almost 6-7 month structure now. This has been playing out now since like mid-March of this year. So what's that? End of Q1. So we're bound to break out, take liquidity. Retail are going to get in, more retail as the sort of bull market progresses, if you will. Take out all-time highs, then we'll retest that 7-month structure, which I've just been discussing there. We'll retest there, and that'll take us just after that. That for me will be a perfect accumulation point. If you're not in already with Bitcoin and some of the other alts, we will get a second bite of the cherry, and that will be the last time you actually get Bitcoin at this price before this bull market takes off, in my opinion. So far, so good for Bitcoin, looking really good. Now, let's go over to Gala, because we have got this, if I scroll out, we're just on the daily now. So you can see how this chart has been playing out over the past sort of several years. Again, all-time highs of previous cycle, end of November 2021. Around that sort of time, we've capitulated over, we've corrected to the downside, and then we've gone into like some sort of prolonged bear market here. We did have the breakout here, and then we've got this sort of extra structure because we have broken macro structure with these blue trend lines here. Now, it has been an early breakout for Gala. We've not actually reached the tip, this sort of blue convergence here down below, which is around just after the US elections, in my opinion. Again, this is on the daily, so it's very, very difficult to pinpoint accuracy to the exact date. And, TA doesn't necessarily have to go to like the apex, especially when a lot of these cryptos are trading into these formational wedges, these symmetrical triangles. However, we have had some sort of resistance going on with this sort of price action here. So this is a 24 high, which again was set back in March of this year. We've had a couple of attempts here to touch. We may have even touched it. Here we go. There you go. We've touched it there. And then again down here, we've had a bounce off the micro resistance, and then we've retested the macro support. So that's looking really good. So Gala looks to be breaking out here. I'm not going to get too carried away because we're still not out of the woods now. Now, if I scroll in on the daily, you can see that Gala is breaking out. But that's not to say that we can't reject aggressively and continue in this sort of consolidation pattern before eventual capitulation and retest of this apex here. So I'm not getting too carried away. But, whilst we're up, we may as well be positive, guys. And this is why I've got the shades on today, because I will be looking up into the sky, looking at some of the rockets that are setting off. And if it isn't crypto, it's more likely going to be Elon Musk, SpaceX, with his shuttles being caught in midair. What a geezer. So here we are now. Again, dollar up 8.5%. We've already covered Bitcoin as well. We'll cover Velo as well, because let me just flick over to the weekly, and this is what I was kind of monitoring going into the weekend. Like I said, I've got this. Let's just delete that for now. Clear the charts up a little bit, because we marked this sort of interim high. Well, this was the 23 high set back here in February 23. And then we've got these, again, blue trend lines marking the tops and the bottoms. So this is what the structure is all marking. Some people may argue that, your technical analysis is very simplistic. And that's how I like it. I don't want RSIs, MACDs, stochastics. I don't want Fibonacci's plotting, because they're long-term targets. What I want to be looking at now is whether or not we're getting out of the woods. And in my opinion, Velo is literally, in my opinion, is retested and successfully held support, in my view. So, that in the last couple of videos, last 2 or 3 videos, certainly, I was talking about how Velo could potentially hit this blue support line, if you will, and then we get the bounce. But Velo doesn't seem to want to give us that really good entry. So, that's no biggie, because if you're already holding Velo, you're in a good position, and we've yet to, really make some substantial gains. So it's not too late. Not financial advice, obviously, but Velo looks really strong here. And even if we got to this sort of convergence here with the yellow support and the macro trend line coming in here around, again, this is weekly, so it's going to flick around, but I'll be saying like mid to late November, we'll certainly get going. And literally, you can see some of these previous candles here, like we're literally rocketing up. So from this close, or from the open to the close, you're looking at over 86% within a week. So there's some big gains to have on Velo if you're in the right place at the right time. The right place being Velo, and the timing, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter timing now. As long as we're in these sort of digital assets, we are, in my opinion, people who are in now around the sort of US election time are going to make it, as long as they hold the bag and you're not trying to fade. This is why some people are saying, but yeah, we could fall 15, 20%. Well, psychologically, I'm kind of half expecting it anyway, because like I said, we're not out of the woods. So until we do so, I know I'm going to be able to be, stoic in that mindset, and I'm not going to fold. I don't want to fade at the beginning of a bull market, especially with these cryptos at the moment. If we was to go over to CoinMarketCap, I've not got it open on any metals, but you can see the meme coins and the gaming narrative playing, which is why Gala's up massively at the moment, up at like 8% on the 24 hours. So these meme coins and gaming coins, also DeFi, Reef's up as well. Reef's up massively. Somebody were telling me to look at it the other day, actually. Layer 1 blockchain for DeFi and gaming, I think it is, doing really, really well. So that's Velo. We'll touch on Stronghold as well, seeing as we've just covered Velo, because they're both built on Stellar Luminance as well. And again, this is marking out the risk to reward. Now, I was expecting Stronghold to come back down here and retest the apex, similarly to where Gala is as well. I'm expecting Gala to come down here at some point, but so far he's proven incorrect at the moment. So this is what, it's all game of probabilities, trading and investing. So this is why I always hold a main bag, and then I'll trade with a portion of some sort of dry powder, if you will. So yes, I'm expecting the drawdown, and if I do get the drawdown, I'm still in a positive frame of mind, because I know I'm going to get a really good fill, a really good discounted price on any of these digital assets that are due to run up. So Quant, let's take a look at Quant, very heavily tied to XDC network, just because it's facilitating that R3 corridor, which is going to take a massive slice of that utility pie. ISO tokens, Quant could be an early mover in the ISO tokens, not necessarily across like the broader sort of crypto, if you will, but Quant is a really good token to hold, in my opinion. So there we have it. DAG again. DAG is an early mover. Inverse head and shoulders at the bottom here, bottom of this micro wedge playing out. Again, we could do lines with markers. You can see we are literally at the precipice, guys. We are literally beginning now. I feel like we do have to maybe wick or spike to take some sort of long leverage positions in the market. So we only need like 30% sort of spikes to the downside in order to take out, leverage sort of positions, because that'll be enough to margin call the sort of big guys that are looking to capitalize on like 10, 20, 30x leverage longs. Okay, so there's still that risk involved, but if you're expecting it, you're going to be fine, because, you're like, well, I expected that. Do you know what I mean? I've got a little bit of dry powder, so I can get a 20, 30% discount. I'm prepared, ready for this super cycle. I'm going into the bull market now. Everything's looking dandy. So HBAR, where are we now? 3%. I've actually extended, because I've been having a play around with HBAR. Now we'll go over to the candles. We'll just try and get a better read on the sort of weekly closes here, which is why I'm going in here. So many ways to slice and dice it with TA. Ultimately you could be looking at something like that. And then, like I said, there's so many ways to slice and dice it. Or do you want to account for these sort of highs here? Do you want to account for these highs? Because you could literally go on forever. Do you know what I'm saying? So you could do something like that. You could slice it that way. There's so many ways to slice it. But I do expect all utility coins, especially like the X sort of family, so the XDC, XRP, XLM, all to move the same. I think quant and things like, cryptos like HBAR, quant, algo will probably move a little bit sooner, I'd imagine, than the sort of X sort of trio. We've got Casper as well. They've got enhancing sort of upgradable smart contracts, so you don't have to reissue new contracts. You can literally upgrade the contracts that have actually been implemented within the blockchain as well. So I'm still very, very bullish with Casper as well. As far as, to my knowledge anyway, they're still working with the Chinese government, and we know they are communists, and they will back businesses that they have selected to win in, for example, like the crypto space. So Casper is still a chosen winner as far as I'm aware now, and it does look like we are creating a little bit of a base down here. We have reached the sort of tip of this sort of, you can see where this was resistance, and we then flip resistance into the support, and then we've grinded down around here. So this is going into like the end of October. We get the bounce, and then again we've retested. So these really good sort of utility crypto coins, they're still lagging behind massively, which is a perfect opportunity for us guys to put our sunglasses on, because we know what's coming. We know these cryptos are going to rocket into space. And yeah, I will become a little bit of a moon boy, I'm not going to lie, when utility take off, because this is what all this space is about. Like, we want excitement, we want the emotions, the charts and the price action make us feel alive, because like I say, everyday life is pretty mundane. There's nothing going on. Not that I'm going to do with any, not that I'm going to spend any of the crypto or the money, because I'm not interested. It doesn't stimulate me. New cars, fancy houses, holidays, I'm not bothered one jot. But what I like to do is the price just fascinates me, the charts, and like the algorithms, everything behind the scenes. For me, it's massive. So yeah, exciting times now. Let's cover XLM, because I never ever look at XLM, simply because my exposure to XLM is mainly through Velo. As we know, Velo is built on Stellar. So that's my exposure to the Stellar sort of blockchain, if you will. Again, you can slice it many ways. You could, again, account for these sort of two eyes. You could say, look, we broke out. We may look to retest like the majority of cryptos down here. Then you could put extra trend lines in through here. You could say, ultimately, Stellar has broken down here, or it's in sort of, extended price action. So again, there's so many ways to slice and dice it. But if I'm a little bit uncertain and there still needs to be some more price action playing out on a particular crypto, that's what I'll do. I don't mind holding my hands up and saying, you know what, I'm not quite sure what this price action is going to do. What I'll then do is be patient, sit on my hands, and wait for the market to actually show its hand. And then you can start making some big decisions. Like Gala, for instance, we had the inverse head and shoulders down here, and then we've pretty much reached the apex. So Gala's already gifted you the hand. And that's why I said I've been calling out it was going to be an early mover, and this is exactly what it's doing. Top and the biggest gainer on the day, and that seems to be a running theme at the moment with Gala recently, ever since we marked that sort of right shoulder in this inverse head and shoulder pattern here. Okay, and a lot of room to grow as well with Gala. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP, come on, baby. This is what we're all waiting for. I'm trying to rotate coins. This is why I'm running cryptos up like Gala, like Velo, in order to rotate some of my profits. I may do all the profits. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Hence why you guys subscribe and like the channel. Keep pushing the algorithm, etc., etc., so I can continue delivering you up-to-date content. So we've mentioned 35 to 36 weeks anyway after the Bitcoin halving, which is more of these vertical lines. We're still not there yet, guys. So there's still plenty of opportunity to, kind of fill your bags elsewhere. So let's just mark out 36 weeks again, end of December. I do not expect XRP to rally up massively until after Christmas. The reason being, 24th, 25th. Well, some Europe celebrate Christmas around on the 24th. England or the UK, where I'm based, we all celebrate Christmas on the 25th. So those sort of like the Christmas period, the majority of the time, there's always a family gathering. So if XRP is going to get to the digits that we believe to in like the XRP plan, link below in the description if you need it, then it's just, I just don't expect XRP to move massively around the Christmas period. Like I said, they don't want families all discussing it. If you're in it, you're in it. Good, even if like prices down, there's still the off chance of XRP holders still mentioning XRP and Ripple in conversation. But what they won't do is they won't create any hype in terms of price action. So they'll be just sending meme coins and entertainment gaming coins like Gala, for instance, in my opinion. And then after Christmas, when people aren't referring to the friends and family and encouraging and educating the family members and relatives on the sort of utility behind XRP, that is when they'll send it then. So it won't be after Christmas, in my opinion. You're looking at end of December, first week in January. First week in January is my bet if I was to be held at gunpoint, if I'm being honest. So there we have it. That is XRP just playing out. But just before I leave XRP and move on to XDC, there's no reason why we couldn't see like a little bit of a fake out to the upside when the rest of the sort of bull market gets going, the other alts. Bitcoin's going to obviously make an impulse, set a new all-time high before a correction of that 7-month structure that I showed you at the beginning of this video. So there's no reason why XRP couldn't do like a fake out retest and then get going, all the suppression. But by all means, I don't think XRP is going to, I don't think it's going to keep pace with some of these meme coins and not utility, gaming coins in the interim. That's what I'm saying, guys. So this is why I'm trying to capitalize and try and maximize my buy, because I will be rotating at XRP and hopefully, fingers crossed, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but there's a good chance XRP will, like I say, even if we run up here around, maybe take out these sort of highs up here around 77, we could take out this ledge here around sort of 86, 87 cent. We could take out those with like a thrust to the upside. So that would be almost like near enough at 2x from sort of 54 cent all the way up to about, say, 90 cent, for example. It's not quite a 2x, but give or take. Do you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, if we can get back in, get back to base with XRP at 60 cent after we've actually had a 2, 3, 4, 5x, it could be more. Like I said, we've got in other videos, it could be a lot more. We don't know. But all we're going to do is literally ride these other tokens up and get back to base with XRP. XDC, again, it literally just doesn't move. It's worse than XRP in terms of boring retail traders out of the market. Now, I'll go over to the daily here so you can see a little bit more clearly what is playing out here. So, again, this is all self-explanatory. You can see the splitter, you can see the two blue trend lines converging here around the time of the US election. So XDC could potentially make a move a bit well after the US elections. So this could run up. I'm looking at 9.5 cent, hopefully by the end of the year, where it will then begin to get more in along with XRP. So like I said, XDC isn't quite moving, but again, we're looking for US elections and then we can get a run up in price action. But like I said, I don't think you can go wrong at this particular time with Gala. Like I said, we are breaking out now. So even though we're breaking out on the daily, it's still not strong confirmation, but we're in a good place now. So we will be waiting for a weekly. So we'll be waiting till Sunday next week, and then we'll see where we close out as well, because we could see some sort of reversal. Like I said, this could be a bull trap, this could be a fake out potentially. We just don't know. Again, this is trading probabilities. On the actual sort of hourly, I was having a look on CoinMarketCap. Let's go on to candles. We are printing a bull flag. You can see here, this is on the hourly. So if I just get a box with this sort of range, where are you? Here we go. So this is like the range, and this has been like the flag, if you will. Okay, and it looks as if Gala's actually broke out on the 1 hour time frame now. Even though bull flags are bull flag by name, the bull flags only succeed 45% of the time to the upside, and typically, so I was actually on not ChatGPT, but like the X version Grog over here. So that's where I got that information from. So a lot of the times, bull flags do correct to the downside. So again, even a bull flag, bullish by name, you still only got approximately like a 50% sort of chance whether it's going up or down. So ultimately, it's still a guessing game. But again, no risk, no reward. Scared money don't make money. But anyway, guys, if you need an XRP plan, XDC plan, like I say, link below in the descriptions, theblockbulls.com. You can capture and access your XRP plan or XDC plan for that matter. That'll give you the breakout dates. It'll give you the exact dates for the sort of interim targets we'll be looking at taking profit, and then we'll be looking at the top of the cycle as well. So there'll be top target predictions and when the end of the cycle is likely to be. So we need to be out of crypto altogether, well, XRP and XDC in particular, and then that way we can mitigate any risk before another prolonged 4 or 5 year bear market. Well, certainly till the next sort of Bitcoin halving anyway, guys. So yeah, I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, I shall see you soon. Block Bull over and out.